It's Michelle C, aka DJ Make a Move, bringing you another dope talent. Now, before we get into this, please like, comment, and subscribe. I see y'all looking, but y'all ain't clicking the button. Do what you got to do. So, we are bringing you another talented comedian slash actor, writer, just hilarious, funny man, gift of all things, funny. Bringing to you Steve Brown.
What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? What's happening?
So how has quarantine been treating you?
Quarantine's been treating me like it's been treating everybody else, but I've been treating myself wonderfully. How about that? So being creative, staying busy, and doing what I got to do. I will say this, and I've heard others say it as well, and I'm sure you can attest to this. If you haven't come out of this quarantine with some type of new hustle or new grind, you sitting on your hands, you slipping. So I've come up with a lot of things that I've been doing. So like I said, the quarantine has been treating me like it's been treating everybody else, but I found ways to still somehow be productive. So
one thing the quarantine cannot hold a creative down, because you ain't never lied about that. I came up with a couple hustles.
Right. So there it is.
So let's get into it. When did you know that you were funny and comedy is what you want to do?
Well, I guess based on my friends and family, I've always been funny, but the comedy was kind of, I really don't know, because I played football and I thought football was going to be my thing until I ended up with surgical plague and 6 screws in my ankle. I was still doing the entertaining, and, a well-known comic saw me and he suggested that I start doing comedy, and he took me on the road with him, and it snowballed, and here I am on your show.
Okay. So I want to ask you, so what was the first time on stage like? So you were just on stage and someone in the audience said, okay, he got it, let's go?
No. I've always been hosting talent shows and step shows and just doing little stuff, around my college campus. Shout out to Stillman College, just the college I graduated from, HBCU, by the way. And like I said, a well-known comic came, and he was performing, and I opened up for him, emceeing the show, and just doing what I do. I kind of held my own. He was like, man, you should really do stand-up comedy. I was like, okay, I'll try it, and here I am. So.
And you know what I found out you was a plum fool? I think it was BT Comic View.
Mm-hmm.
Put them damn teeth in and start hollering and singing.
Oh, yeah. That was one of my more memorable characters.
Right.
And honestly, that was a real person. His name was Deacon John at my grandfather's church, because I was raised in the church. I went to a Kojic church. That's one of those churches where you go Sunday morning and get out that Wednesday evening.
Oh, no, okay.
Running, jumping, turning flips, and my granddad, he invited a gospel group, and I get those old gospel quartets from back in the day. All they do is holler. So I think Deacon John, he forgot the words, and all he did was holler. And the old ladies thought he was just the bomb. I was like, all this Negro doing is hollering, and I kind of picked it up and went with it, and it became a hit.
Oh yeah, the teeth is what set it off. I was like, you know what?
Yeah. So
now I'm gonna switch it over for a little bit, because I know in entertainment, normally you like all crafts, whether it be music, singing, writing, whatever. So we're gonna get into the singers. Who is your favorite singer and why?
One of my I like old school, so I got a lot of old school singers that I've worked with, and Glenn Jones. Glenn Jones is one, because I've heard him.
Glenn Jones? No, I remember Glenn Jones.
Yeah, I like his music, but he actually sounds better in person. You got who else? You got Jeffrey Osborne. People sleeping on people like that. Sounds amazing in person. Now, of course, Patti LaBelle. I just like the old school. Luther, the late great Luther Vandross. It's so many old school artists that I really can't name just one. But I just say the old school.
Okay, so you was participating in the Patty and hey Gladys, Instagram when they did a battle. You saw it?
Yeah, I was there when Patty got to dancing and damn near ran out of breath. I was there for it, but both of them are girls. I love them. So yeah, like I said, man, I like the old school, man. I really do. So
The only
you
thing
know,
I didn't like about that, because at first when you start watching, I'm like, okay, I'm ready to get into the old, because I love music too. And I'm like, okay. And I'm like, if they don't sing a song, they sit there and talk for 30 minutes. I'm like, y'all gonna start discussing recipes and how
yeah.
your cousin them doing? Like, can we get to the music?
Well, you know what? That's come on now. See, that you showing your age now. You know when older people get together, they're gonna talk about everything but the subject at hand. So yeah, they did what they do. You know, they talked about who mama died,
Okay.
recipes. They talked about everything, right? So and then they stepped out of the element and tried to get up and dance and paddle. Let me sit my ass down. You know. So yeah, it's they tried to please everybody, and I think they got a wake up call that they were old school artists, so they had to sit down and do it. But it was a beautiful thing. It was a beautiful thing, you know.
Absolutely. Now Patty need to get some royalties because she was the first one to hit him with the shoulders.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
man,
yeah.
listen. All right,
And
now.
so you know, a lot of this, but you got to understand, a lot of this stuff you see today comes from the old school. They
Oh,
just reinvent it and then claim it as that. So
of
yeah, yeah.
course.
So that's what it is.
So
Yeah.
we're gonna get back into your writing. If you wrote a movie today, what kind of movie would it be? What character would you play, and what role would you give me?
Um, if I wrote a movie today, what type of movie would it be? What role would I play, and what role would I give you?
Uh-huh.
Um, of course it would have to be a movie involving comedy with a great storyline, okay? And I think that I would be several characters. I would be all the characters that you see me play on Instagram. I got one called Stepdad.
Mm-hmm.
I got one called what's his name? Oh my God. Um, of course, Mr. John. That's the one that made me famous as far as the comic view. And
Okay.
then oh my God, there's another one. But anyway, yeah, I'll play all three of those characters. You would have to be a bank teller or someone in public service, but you would have a smart ass mouth and you'd be real funny with it. So
Okay.
that's who you would be.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, let's get this movie rocking because I'm ready for it.
Yeah.
Now, what is your ultimate goal in the industry per se? Like, do you want to just be known as a comedian? Do you have a select plethora of things that you want to do? What is your all-time goal in the entertainment industry?
Well, also, I'm not okay. Of course, I want to do comedic acting. Of course, that's a goal. It doesn't seem to be too far off, but you know, like I said, with COVID, it slowed things down. And of course, I've always been. People don't know this, but I've always been a producer. I've produced a lot of comedy shows. I have accounts at a lot of HBCUs, and of course, I promote as well. So you can put promoting and producing in the same thing. So that's what I do besides doing comedy, and I really really enjoy it. You know, so sometimes I have my own company called High Pitch Productions Incorporated, whereas I book comedy shows and just all over the place. Like I can be working in Jersey and have a show in Chicago, one in Atlanta, one in Alabama at the same time. So you know that's a blessing, and of course, you know one of my lifetime goals is to have my nonprofit organization, which is SBO, Steve Brown Outreach, and
Okay.
that goes with the promoting. Whereas I have a scholarship fund called the Steve Brown Scholarship Fund, and it's at several HBCUs. And this is how it works. We go to HBCUs and we sort out. We look for graduating seniors who are about to graduate, but they don't have the finances to pay that final bill. With
Okay.
donations, money we raise, we bridge the gap and we graduate them. So far, we've graduated 103 students, and that's like
Ooh.
a big accomplishment. A big
Yes, it
accomplishment.
is.
Yeah. So it's at 4 schools right now, and my long term goal is to have it at every HBCU in America. So I'm grinding, trying to make it happen.
That's awesome because it's definitely needed. When you find filling a need is always a blessing.
Right.
Now, what is one entrepreneur that you admire?
There are several. Tyler Perry, of course. Will Packard. Um, mm, it's so many, man. But I would say Tyler Perry and Will Packard right now. They are really bridging the gap for urban actors, and that's a wonderful thing, So I look at them, and there are a few others. So if you're watching this, just know if you are a Black entrepreneur, I admire you. So even though I didn't mention your name, I might not know some of y'all, but I just appreciate what you're doing for our culture.
I know that's right. Now, what are some words of wisdom you would give any entertainer or someone trying to do their own business coming up?
Any professional entertainer, pray before you get into this business and do your research. People think that the entertainment business is all fun and games. No, it's not. It's almost as worse as the rap game. It's awful. I would say personally, the best part of the entertainment game to me is being on stage where I can make a difference in making someone's life easier, bringing smiles to faces, laughter to the heart. But as far as the business side, it's awful. I could truly say and honestly say this business has literally made me cry at times. When I was coming up the ranks. So it's a test. It's a test. So you got to be prayed up. You got to have. You have to be very focused and very forgiving because it's a cutthroat business. So that's what it is. And I think the main thing is know that it is an entertainment business, and yes, you get to entertain, but don't ever forget that it's a business. Business loves no one. Business has no taste, no smell, no sound. Business is what it is. So always keep it business.
And I was going to ask you, like, what was one hard lesson you had to learn being in the entertainment industry?
Depending on a well-known comic that I looked up to and admired and kind of taught me the ropes a little bit, I considered that person as a friend, someone I looked up to, and that same comic turned around and I was depending on it because of the fact that he was the one that kind of got me in the business. And when I graduated from college, I quit. I had a great job, but hey man, we about to do this and this and that. So I made a decision and stepped out on the faith of him, not on the faith of God. And this brother turned around and switched up on me, and I ended up homeless.
Wow.
So the thing is, that was a lesson learned, and you just gotta always be about your business. Always be about your business, and step out on faith in God, not your homeboys or man. That's just what it is.
You gotta say that. I've learned some because I'm behind the scenes doing makeup and other stuff too. So I definitely feel you on there. Like you're, so loyal and striving for someone else. And like, yeah, they got my back, and then you be like, oh, I guess they didn't. All right.
Yeah,
so I definitely understand.
And they leave you in the worst way, and then when you speak on it, they beat you, get mad. So yeah, it's one of those things. So yeah,
that's how you know they're guilty. If they matter to you, you know they're guilty.
Yeah. So that's what it is. But again, I'm still here. I'm still successful. I'm still growing, and I ain't mad at them. Hey, you do you, and I'm doing me, and that's just what it is. Just know that you couldn't destroy me.
Let go and let God. That's how I live my life.
That's what it is. That's what it is.
All right, so we are moving on to our Kiss or Diss segment. Now, Kiss or Diss is just celebrity crushes. I'm going to throw the names out there. You're going to decide whether you're kissing them or you dissing.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you ready to get started?
Mm-hmm.
All right, we have Gabrielle Union or Kerry Washington. Who you kissing, who you dissing?
Kerry Washington, what did she play on? I'm sorry. No disrespect.
Scandal.
Huh?
That's Olivia Pope. Scandal.
Oh no. I would have to do Gabrielle Union, even though she be doing a bit much with Dwayne Wade. I because Gabrielle's a beautiful lady. What's her name? Kerry Washington is her name?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, she's a beautiful lady. But what disqualified her is she ugly as hell when she cried. She always crying on something. and that I be like, girl, shut up. You know, she's a beautiful lady. But if it wasn't for all that crying on every scene she got, every movie she oh, look, hey, before we shoot, we gonna slap the shit out of you. You going out there. So and she just crying. So I'm like, you know, don't get me wrong, she's a beautiful lady, but yeah, but I think I can put some earplugs in my ears and kiss Gabrielle Union because she be talking and doing the most. Yeah.
All right.
Sorry, D Wade. No disrespect, D Wade.
Okay, Kiki Wyatt or Regina King? Who you kissing? Who you dissing?
Oh my God! Let me tell you. Kiki. You said Kiki what? Kiki
Wyatt.
Kiki Wyatt. Well, I don't think I would be kissing on Kiki Wyatt. She's a gorgeous lady, a phenomenal talent, but I think she's been kissed on enough. How many babies she got? How many?
I think she on 10 now.
About 37. I think she got, yeah. But before I kiss her, both of our tubes would have to be tied and sealed and everything. But let me say this. It's funny that you bring up Regina King. Why? Because I used to have the biggest crush on Regina King. Oh my God. So yes, yeah. If I kissed her, I think I wouldn't stop. So yeah, I go to jail. Regina King, definitely. Yeah.
Okay.
I just had the big shot. If you ever run into her, let her know comedian Steve Brown had a big old crush. Yeah.
Well, they say she my cousin in the family tree, but I ain't never seen her at the family reunion, so I don't know.
Well, maybe you should go to the family reunion and shake the tree harder. Shake. So yeah, and she's another entrepreneur that I admire. She's doing a lot of producing and everything. So very talented, beautiful lady. Yeah, Regina King. Well,
I'm gonna get to that after I do this last one because I got to ask you about this producing. Okay, Della Reese or Esther Roll? Who you kissing? Who you dissing?
Della Reese is both of them are gone. Both of them were beautiful ladies. Both of them were phenomenal actresses. Excuse me. Della Reese, I wouldn't mind kissing her, but you know she was kind of feisty in Harlem Nights. She might beat my ass. So you know, and then Esther Roll, she just had a beautiful spirit. So she was always supportive of the black man, and she was a praying woman like my mom. So yeah, it would be Esther Roll. I would kiss her on the jaw and just tell her or the forehead and just tell her how much I love her because she's still. I couldn't kiss her like, man, she's sexy as hell. I would kiss her like a mom because she's just a beautiful person, you know.
Could you kiss her neck too?
Her neck? Uh-huh. She ain't got one. She ain't got one. So I ain't got to worry about that. So Esther Roll, yeah, Della Reese, both of them are gorgeous ladies. Both of them are legends. But like I said, yeah, and I think Della Reese like she smoked. So yeah, I go to kiss her, she blow smoke in my face. Nigga gone. So yeah. So.
All right. So I was going to ask you about your producing. So speaking of producing, I know you're producing a new podcast. So go ahead and tell the people about that.
Oh man, hey. Hey, I am so excited, man. I came up with this podcast called Yeah, We Talk Like This Show. I don't know if you've seen it. Have you seen it yet?
I seen a clip and I met Jen yesterday, so she's gonna be on the show, my show Sunday. But yeah, she was talking about it.
Let me tell you something. This show is phenomenal. I'm not telling y'all what I heard. I'm telling you what I know. The cast is amazing. Some of the comics, you know, JJ from the SIP, Lab Love, and of course, you mentioned Jen Thomas. And of course, me, Lab, and JJ with the vets. Jen is a newcomer. And we just gel like we've been knowing each other for years. It's just all around funny. And honestly, I can't say I went out and picked these guys. We picked each other. So I know that yeah, we picked each other because I talked to so many people about doing it. Oh man, I'm gonna do it, but you know this and that. And then when it's time to shoot or whatever, something came up, this and this. No, these three talented, damn bomb ass people. They met me. We did it, and we hadn't stopped. And it's getting rave reviews. The thing is now we just got to get the numbers up. So Right now we have 500 subscribers, and then we're on our 4th episode. And you can find us on YouTube. Yeah, we talk like this show on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe and hit the like button and hit the bell for notifications. We drop an episode every Monday. So guys, check it out. I guarantee once you watch it, you'll be hooked. You will too. So you make sure you check it out.
Look, you ain't got to tell me twice. I can pull up if you need me to.
Yeah, hit me up, and let me know what you think. Because I know you're going to give me the 100. So hit me up and let me know what you think.
And it's always good when you're not working with egos. See, that's the hardest part when putting a team together.
Man, let me tell you something. On that show, it's called Throwing Alley-Oops. I'll pose a question, I throw it out there, and just let the talent around me go get it. And it's not like one star in the others. Everybody's doing their thing, and everybody has such a respect and love for each other. They know, like, okay, if Lab is hot, we gonna let him go. If Jen gets hot, we gonna let it. There's nobody cutting nobody off. We just doing our thing, and there's no egos. And it's like, man, I think this show, and by the grace of God, that this show's gonna grow and it's gonna be around a long time. But when people jump on, they're gonna be hooked. So y'all make sure y'all check it out.
I mean, when you got that much talent in the room, it can't help but go far. So, you know.
Too much talent. Thank you for bringing it up. I appreciate it.
That's what we're here for. See, Candy Kisses is for everybody that's doing something. I don't talk to people that ain't doing nothing. If you ain't doing nothing, I ain't got nothing to say to you.
Oh, okay. So you know what, y'all? I just started doing something because she just called me. So yeah, apparently.
Don't act like you ain't see the DM when I asked you months ago. You probably just seen it. You tell me what y'all be doing. And be like, well, let me see who else went on there first.
Well, I appreciate you. I appreciate you.
No problem. So we're going to get into these last couple of segments. I'm going to let you go. We have our DAQs, which stands for dumbass questions. So just random questions I want answers to.
Okay.
All right. First question. What's one food that you absolutely hate and why?
I'm country, so I don't know of a food that I don't like. I don't. So I can't answer that. Because everything that I didn't like, I like now. If that makes sense. Makes sense. Because at one time, at one time I didn't like squash. I didn't like turnips. I didn't like asparagus. I didn't like what else? Spinach. But that's all I eat now. So it's like, so my taste buds change, and So
nothing.
Right now, nothing. And you know what? Maybe it's because I'm a safe eater. I'm not one of those people that's going to go and try. Like, I'm not going to just go to some Indian restaurant and just start eating. I mean, they might have great food, but I'm just used to my soul food and eating clean. That's just what it is. So that's where I am right now.
Okay. Well, shoot, I'm trying to get like you. I need to start eating clean. It's hard for me.
No, wait a minute. It's hard for you, and it's hard for me too. Don't put that on you too. Eating clean is the hardest thing you ever want to do, and it's the most expensive thing you ever want to do. So,
man, you better say that. Organic food costs $1 million.
Right. So let me be real with you and honest. I eat partially clean. Okay. So the living room gonna be clean, but the bathroom probably gonna be dirty because I still got some Oreos stashed and all that shit. So yeah.
Well, Oreos are vegan, so I mean.
Whatever. So I'm gonna clean it up for a while, but I'm gonna keep it real. So yeah, there it is.
Next question: if you could have any superpower you wanted, what would it be?
If I had any superpower, what would it be? The superpower to freeze time. Because you know why? Because I know you got a lot of questions about superpower on how to get women, superpower on how to get rich. The reason I say to freeze time, because people take time for granted. And the biggest mistake we can all make is we thinking that we got time. And I'm quoting that from the late, great Kobe Bryant. Time waits for nobody, and we do a lot of wasting it. So, you know, if you could go back and freeze time, you can correct a lot of mistakes that you made, or a lot of mistakes that you're about to make, all because of time. You can look at the things that you actually took for granted, because some people take a lot of stuff for granted and they don't realize it until time catches up with them, and they were like, man, I didn't know how valuable this was. So if I had a superpower, mine would be the ability to freeze time.
That's a good one. If you can go back in time, that man, it's a lot of mistakes I wouldn't have made.
I know. At least two of my kids would be gone. I'm gonna tell you right now.
You know what?
I would have went back and put on a condom. So, oh, what? No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
All right. For $15,000, would you legally change your name to "I ain't got no draws" for 3 years?
$15,000? No, I wouldn't. You know why? Because in this day and time, $15,000 ain't no money. You can go through it just like that. Now, 15 million, nigga, I'll change my name to "I ain't got no drawers and my nuts hanging." Yes, I would. 15 million? Yes. As a matter of fact, I changed my kid's name. My daughter, my ass out. My son, I'm gay and my ass out. Oh yeah, I'm changing everybody's name. 15 million.
The Draws family?
Yes, the no draws family. We're gonna call ourselves the rims. The rims. Yes. Nothing but that elastic part. Yeah, that's what we would do. But like I said, no, $15,000. You know, the word $15,000 sound like a lot of money.
It ain't nothing really, you sure ain't.
For people who are into money and use money to make more money, $15,000 is not a lot of money. It seems like it is, but it's not, because you can lose it just like that. You know, so
you can do 15 in one day.
Exactly. That's what it is. Not saying I can do it still, but still, you know, one day, especially when this podcast take off, subscribe. You saw how I threw that in there?
Yeah, I know that's right. All right. If you ran for president and won, what would your acceptance speech sound like?
Honestly, I don't know. You know why? Because somebody would write it for me, of course. But I would probably change some words and some my fellow Americans. Thank y'all. Hey, my nigga, we did it again. We here.
We out here.
We out here. But you know, the thing is, man, I tell you what, you know, based on how these white folks acted when Obama got in office, my acceptance speech, when I do it, I won't be standing still. I'm gonna be pacing and dodge. You gonna have to, if you shoot me, you gonna have to really catch me slipping. So I'm gonna be ducking, dodging, doing everything for my acceptance speech. So yeah, that's what it is. That's my answer, and I'm sticking to it.
I feel like I would have to do some hood stuff just cause, like, Clay, go in there, bitch.
Oh yeah.
Just cause I could. Then considering when we got in the office now, and he doing whatever he want to do, why I can't do that? You know what I'm saying? Might as well just turn up.
Yeah, might as well. You know what? But you know what? I changed my mind. What I would do during my acceptance speech, it would be me and the no draws family. We get up there and show our asses. That's what we would do. That's what we would do. We'd show our asses. That's what we do. Look, we ain't got no drawers on as it is. You know what I'm saying? Why not? And it's gonna be cold, so we'll show our ashy asses. That's what we'll do. Because it's cold. It's cold. So you know, Negroes don't put on lotion unless it's right here in the ankles. You know that. Right here in the ankles. You know that.
Oh, the important parts.
The important parts that might be seen. Other than that, man, my ass ashy right now. I'm telling you. That's just what it is.
All right, now one. What is the worst business name you could ever give a free clinic?
What is the worst name?
Business name that you can give a free clinic.
Man. What's the worst business name I can give? Oh no! Oh man, you got me with that one. I don't know, rumps and bumps. I don't know. I don't know. Shit, I don't know. Fires. From the fire pit. Yeah, that's what the fire pit.
And you got Alicia Keys as the artist singing, "This girl is on fire."
Right. Yeah. I would use the fire pit because I've been hit before because I used to get my sex on when I was in high school to college, so I've been hit before. So yeah, and everybody go to the free clinic because you ain't finna go to no doctor because the doctor gonna be looking at you like, really, nigga, really. So yeah, the free clinic just give you a shot. All right, gone. Don't do it no more. Get them little ass condoms that's too small for you. By the way, if you're a grown man and you wearing condoms from the health department, you got to be ashamed of yourself. Yeah, that's my public service right there.
I would name it. Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, you got it. Yeah, you got it. Yeah, all right. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. Yeah, you got it.
All right. Last but not least, during the quarantine, like we were speaking about being creative, me and a good friend of mine created a game called Sing-a-Doo. So what it is, it's a musical game, and all you have to do is sing the melody of the song listed on the card, but you can only use the word do. You got it?
I think so. Okay,
Okay,
go
so I'm
try
gonna show
it.
you.
Try me.
Okay, so I'm gonna show you example. So here it has the, let me see where you can see it. Okay, it has the name of the song, the artist, and the categories, and then you just singing the melody using the word do. So then the other person has to guess what you're singing.
Okay.
All
So
right,
you gonna sing it, right?
right, and you're gonna have to guess what song it is.
All right, go ahead.
All right, well, give you the categories. We have hip hop and R&B, greatest hits, pop and Billboard hits, country and rock, old school TV themes, and party and dance hits. What category you want to do?
Let's do old school.
All right, let's see. Okay.
Don't worry, be happy.
There you go.
I'm that parent.
All right, next one. Oh shit, I don't know that one. See, okay. Do 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 do.
John Legend, all of me.
Yep, there you go.
But
Okay.
wait a minute, that ain't no damn old school. I'm old as John
Well,
Legend.
I'm doing greatest hits. So
Okay,
hold on.
okay.
Yeah, that's greatest hits. All right. I guess it depends
Hey,
on what year.
Hey, if you keep doing all that doodling, you making my stomach hurt. Hurry up.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna hold them cards, and you're gonna do a couple, and I'm gonna do it. All right. Tell me when you're ready.
I'm ready.
All right.
Oh, I gotta do one now. Let me see.
Yeah.
Okay, you ready? Okay. Do 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 do.
Oh, can we talk?
Okay.
All right.
There it is. All right.
Here you go.
Let's see. I can't do that one. Okay, try another one.
All right.
Okay. Do 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 do.
Monica?
Huh?
Monica?
Yeah.
Before you walk out of my life.
Hey, look. I was starting. Here we are.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, I think that's what he doing, but I don't know.
Yeah. Hey. I can't do all that. Now wait a minute. That's Monica.
Oh, you should have said, look at the white shoe. That ought to got it.
Hey man, hey, let me tell you. hey, I almost doo-doo for real trying to do Monica. That was hard.
Well, that is how you play Sing-a-Doo. You can get it at singadoo.com. It's a perfect stocking stuffer if you're interested in getting it. And please let everybody know where they can find you, how they subscribe to your podcast, and all your merchandise that you have on sale.
Hey man, first off, thank you for having me on this awesome platform. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram, Comic Steve Brown, one word, Comic Steve Brown. You can go to my fan page on Facebook, Steve Brown fan page, or High Pitch Productions. Also, y'all check out our podcast, the Yeah We Talk Like This show. Make sure you subscribe, hit the like button, and make sure you just let people know. Also, I have my merchandise, man. Y'all can go on my website, stevewbrown.com, check it out. And just remember, all proceeds go to my scholarship fund. All right. So thank y'all so much for having me. Thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure.
No problem. And I'm telling you, let me know when you need me to pull up to the podcast. I'll come through.
That is.
All right. See y'all next time.
Candy Kisses TV is brought to you by Singadoo. Get your copy today at singadoo.com. Did you do it today? Subscribe on Anchor, Apple, Google, and YouTube today. Tune in every Sunday, Monday, and Thursday.